Hello, and welcome to the latest in Grizzly's how-to video series. My name is Kent, and this is one in a series of how-to videos that we are producing, making it easier for our customers to upgrade and maintain their Grizzly equipment. This is Sean.
Hi.
He's an engineer here at Grizzly, and together we'll show you step-by-step how to properly change the spindle in your G1035 1.5 horsepower shaper or G1026 3 horsepower shaper. The procedure is identical in both machines. This video is designed to give you an overview and to help you visualize the process. It should be used in conjunction with the instructions that came with your shaper, and before starting, it is recommended that you become familiar with your owner's manual in its entirety, including all safety instructions. We also recommend you watch this entire video before beginning this job. You can also call our technical support at 570-546-9663 if you need further assistance. But most important, follow all shop safety procedures, and remember, there are no more important safety devices than these. The G1035 shaper comes standard with a 1.5 and 3/4 inch spindle, which allow you to use shaper cutters with 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch bore. These spindles must be correctly installed and securely locked in the machine, not only for your safety, but in order to produce quality work. Let's get started. First, make sure the machine is disconnected from the power source. Next, loosen the overhead guard and move it out of the way. Remove the rear cover from the shaper cabinet and set it aside. To remove the spindle from the shaper, hold the top of the spindle with a wrench, and then turn the nut on the bottom of the drawbar to loosen. Once the nut has been removed, lift the spindle up and out of the shaper. If the spindle won't pull out by hand, very gently tap the bottom of the drawbar with a block of wood to unseat it. The drawbar will stay threaded into the spindle and come out as one unit. Remove the drawbar from the spindle by turning it counterclockwise. Now take the new spindle and thread the drawbar 10 to 15 turns into the bottom of the spindle. Check the tapered spindle cartridge to make sure it is dust-free, and then slide the drawbar and spindle into the spindle cartridge from above. Make sure the notch in the spindle is aligned with the pin in the spindle cartridge to prevent it from slipping. Install the drawbar nut with the tapered side up onto the bottom of the drawbar and thread it on finger tight. With the wrench on top of the spindle, use the other wrench and snug the drawbar nut. Be careful not to over-tighten the nut or you can damage the spindle cartridge. Now let's take a look at the G1026. This machine comes standard with 1/2, 3/4, and 1 inch interchangeable spindles for use with small as well as larger shaper cutters. Just like on the G1035, these need to be installed correctly and securely locked in the machine, both for safety and quality work. As before, make sure the machine is disconnected from the power source. Loosen the overhead guard and move it out of the way. Remove the rear cover from the shaper cabinet and set it aside. Hold the top of the spindle with a wrench and then turn the nut on the bottom of the drawbar to loosen it and remove the spindle from the shaper. If it won't pull out by hand, gently tap the bottom of the drawbar with a block of wood to unseat it. Remove the drawbar from the spindle by turning counterclockwise. Now take the drawbar and thread it 10 to 15 turns into the bottom of the new spindle. After making sure the spindle cartridge is clean, slide the drawbar and spindle into the spindle cartridge from above and line up the notch in the pin in the spindle cartridge. Install the drawbar nut with the tapered side up onto the bottom of the drawbar and thread it on finger tight. Use your 2 wrenches to hold the spindle from above and snug the drawbar nut. Again, be careful not to over-tighten the nut. Now you are ready to install your shaper cutters on the spindle. Once the cutters are installed and adjusted, make sure to move the overhead guard back in place before powering on the machine. Now, let's make some sawdust.